Hello. How's it going? What's up to everybody out there? Hope you're doing good. Let me get my mic straight. Well, I'm doing pretty good. Uh, just sitting here chilling, about to make me some dinner here pretty soon. I hope you have a wonderful day. Well, on this topic, I'm about to address a topic that I've covered many times, and many content creators have pointed this out. And relationships between who you pick to as when it comes to cultural, skin, and why you should look at the character before you look at color. This can be for black women and black men and other people who pick someone based on their ethnic, but not their character, their appearance. I don't care if they built a certain way or this person built a certain way. You have to understand what the appearance, that the character is what you is attained to how you should value a person. Anyway, let me show you why I made a statement. Because
this Gagger divestor, but instead he got a machine. The divestor beat him up and treated him like shit after they started living together. This just tells me the divestor simply wanted to be attached to whiteness so she could show off on TikTok, but the reality set in. She really did not like him. I don't condone divestor violence. I meant domestic violence.
Did you just hit me in the face?
I sure did. I hit you dead in your fucking face. I'm not drunk.
Why?
You look like you worked for me. I moved halfway across the country for this man.
You go back across the country and have a good life and be free.
And are you making fake? I gave up my whole income for this man because I thought it was a genuine fucking relationship. I'm making $17.50 out of fucking spot I don't even want to be at. This man ain't with the goddamn. The most he's done for me is give me $20 to $30 packages on Amazon. You gotta let me get him. Bitch, you gotta see me. You gotta see me. Okay. So now what? I want to gas my car. Bitch, don't ever make it feel like that. I'm talking to you. I'm talking. You are fucking ass, bitch.
Ow! See, you just hit me. You told
Keep
me
it up.
You told me
Keep
you were
it
not
up.
sex with anyone.
Keep it up.
Obviously.
Keep it up.
Obviously.
Keep it up.
You lied.
Keep it up.
You lied.
Fuck you up
You
and
just
you
told
know
me.
that.
You
I
told
will
me
fuck
you
you
were
up and you
sex
know
with
that.
me.
$55. We had a conversation, you agreed, and you said yes. I would give you the money for you. You said, what do you want the money for? I said, I want it for weed and I want it for gas in my car. Bitch, don't ever make it feel like that. I'm talking to you. Don't.
She just beat me in the back of the
I
head.
did. Because literally, I was minding my business. I was having a good night. You wanted to start on that bullshit.
I
And now
didn't
I'm
do
on it.
anything, Day. You
Now
were the
I'm
one who made the call to that
Now I'm on
dude.
it. Oh, I made the call.
Or he called you.
I made the call. I made
called
the
you.
call.
You shouldn't have answered.
I made the call.
You called him back.
Who answered?
You did.
Who?
Not me.
Put it on what?
Dave,
Put it on
my
what?
back of my head's fucked up.
I check my car
I have
records right
welts.
now. Now what?
Dave,
Now what?
Back of my,
I'm tired.
back of my head is fucked up.
I'm tired of you, bitch.
Jesus.
I did nothing but try to
This
show
is-
love.
oh, yeah.
You don't do nothing but do like what?
Yeah. You by beating me up and attacking me. I
Fuck
have
you, bitch.
welts in the back of my
Bitch.
head now.
Bitch.
Welts on the back.
Bitch.
This is not okay.
Bitch.
Now look at the comments under his TikTok video. Black women are all over it talking about they are sorry for him. The only reason why black women are in his comments is because they now have a chance with him. Here he explains he met her in Atlanta and she was normal the first 6 months. Then when they moved in together, she turned into a monster. But notice, in the video, she was really mad that the whole time she was with him, he only bought her $20 packages from Amazon. That means she was hoping to get the pasta and lobster experience, but was fooled. I told you, these divestirships are based on being able to show off on TikTok. They really don't like Brad. This divestor was so bad, she forced Brad to write a book about racism. Don't buy his book, but I have a feeling now that he has a bunch of black women fans, he is now going to sell his book to them.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for the love and support and kind words. I want to share something with you. This is a book I published this year. It's called Structural Racism, The Dynamics of Opportunity and Race in America. I think it's probably one of the most detailed and precise descriptions of how racial inequality arises and is maintained in America. And it's got lots of images, lots of citations, lots of statistics and graphics, but it's also laced with important stories about how people grow up, their opportunities in life, and their disadvantages. And it's really something I've worked on for 15 years, and I would love for you to help support me. I will put the links to where you can get it in the comments. If you get a copy of this, I will send you a signed card, bookmark to insert, and I'll send you a personal note, and I'd be happy to follow you on TikTok.
The white man was actually smart. He used the attention he got for being with a divester and being a victim of divester abuse to sell his book. He is acting like he is some celebrity, but that might be the case since black women are in his comments. They are most likely DMing him right now, probably shooting their shot. Anyway, the white man got the same black woman black men get. This divester was vile and abusive. Not only that, she kept cheating on him. This white man, who seems to be a regular Joe Blow, didn't expect the divester to lash out at him since their divestership was only supposed to be about sex. He only allowed her to move in with him because she was supposed to be a concubine. The divester had other plans. Perhaps the white man cannot have any children because usually the divester would have at least one magical mixed race baby by now. That's probably why she is mad. This is the reality of divesting. Link is in the description for all the secret divestors.
Wow. This is why I say when you pick someone outside your race, make sure this can go for anybody. Make sure that they're mentally unstable. Make sure this can go for men or women or whoever come across this video. You don't ever pick somebody based on their culture or vice versa. Because you never know that now he's getting the real person who she really is. And it's, she being doing DV on him. This is not good. It's not good at all. It makes her look like she's a psychopath. She can't handle, if that's how she handled her relationships, that's why she needed to be single and get some therapy. Because there's women like that out there. They have some serious mental issues. So just like you meet men and women, if you're a man of your same race, you gotta look at it the same way. Make sure that you have somebody. But hold on, let me go through this video right quick.
The AARP aisle, where every shelf is packed with perks just for you, from hotel and other travel deals to health and fitness tips and financial resources. It's super simple. Grab your
Now this one is going to be the LGBTQ version of interracial relationships. Shout out to the Brothers Channel, One Way Slave. What happened with this gay couple in the interracial relationship? It's not just men and women in interracial relationship, but even the LGBTQ couple, they might have to look out. Same advice would go to them. Whoever you fall in love with, because you don't know what this psychotic is about.
Assalamu alaikum. Thanks to all my subs and supporters who watch, like, share, and comment on the videos. It's greatly appreciated. Anybody who would like to support the channel, the link to my book, The N-Word is No Secret in the Service, is in the description of every video. We also have the Runaway Slave store, link in the description. Go grab yourself a souvenir or something like that. Let's cook. Okay, people. A gay jungle fever relationship turned ghoulish, turned terrible, violent. Now this right here out of New York City, Brooklyn to be exact. So these two guys were in a relationship. White American man by the name of Christopher Moss, 38 years of age, no picture of him, by the way. He was in a relationship, live-in relationship, with a black man by the name of Daryl Montgomery, 35 years of age. So these two, they're supposed to be lovers or whatever, they live together. And at some point, this is what they're saying in the news, Daryl Montgomery passed away of natural causes in the apartment. That's what they're saying. So people who live in this building, they said that these two were always together, but they noticed for the past 2 weeks, they only seen the white man, Christopher Moss. They used to seeing these guys always together, fighting, arguing, things like that, but they will often be together, but they notice we only see him now. So, again, they're saying that the black man, Daryl Montgomery, in this house or this apartment, he died from natural causes. And after he died, the white boyfriend, Christopher Moss, hacked his body up, put him in trash bags, and then threw him in a blue bin. Now look, some people are saying that he hacked his body up, others put his whole body in there. You know, I'm getting both, but either way, it's terrible. So the neighbors or people who live in this building, they couldn't take the smell, okay? They called the police come, and they found a highly decomposed body, Daryl Montgomery, stuffed in trash bags and ditched on the sidewalk. Now they say that the body was so rotted that police initially thought that it had been dismembered, and they had to wait for a medical examiner's office to remove it from the bag. And that's it, people, that's the story. This guy, they're saying that Daryl Montgomery passed away in this apartment, and the white boyfriend, instead of calling the authorities, he said, oh, let me just throw him in a bag and put him out on the sidewalk. Again, they were in a relationship, they were lovers. It's just that stupid, people. So they're saying that this man died from natural causes, no foul play. Boyfriend threw him in the trash. Now this boyfriend, Chris Moss, he said that him and Daryl used meth on a consistent basis. They were junkies. You know what I mean? And this guy, Daryl, the black man, apparently only weighed 40 pounds when they found him or something like that. He was 5'4", by the way, people. 5'4". Christopher Moss, the white man, 6'4". The black man was 5'4". Christopher Moss is 6'4". And Christopher Moss said, hey, I just found him dead one day at the apartment. I didn't call the police. I threw him in a bag, put him outside. So when the police, they have to arrest the boy, they come to arrest this white man, right, the boyfriend, because he's being charged with trying to dispose of remains. And when the cops came up to arrest him, he fought the cops. He headbutted one of them and then tried to grab the other officer's gun. Yet, he's alive after doing this. After doing this, yes, he's alive. So now he's being charged with assault on a police officer, attempted robbery, criminal possession of a weapon, resisting arrest, and obstructing governmental administration. That's what they hitting him with, in addition to the other charge of dispose of remains. He was being held, locked up with a bail of $30,000, people. $30,000. Again, this guy's 6'4", white man. He attacks the police and he's okay, a 6'4" white man. And this is another thing to this story. How do they know he died of natural causes? Why is that even in the news that he died of natural causes? Somebody that would do this, you don't think that they would push somebody in that apartment to do whatever or take their life? Come on, man. He fights the police, headbutts, tries to grab the gun, and he's good. Bail $30K. Anybody that don't believe that this was about whiteness and a black victim, you a liar with liabilities. You making yourself stupid to believe that. Come on, man. This would never be a black man in New York fighting off the police and trying to grab the gun. They would have kicked skin off his forehead. It would have been 100 of them out there. Man, condolences to the family of this man, Daryl. I mean, his mother is very distraught, and his sister actually said that she read an article in the paper about this and had no idea that this was her brother. Imagine that. You know, these guys had issues, of course. I believe this was a trauma bond junkie type relationship, gay stuff, you know what I mean? And look, I always say this. Most interracial relationships, friendships, are usually grounded in something low vibrational anyway. They are, most of them. Most of them. It's typically a trauma bond or whatever. And white people are very attracted to downtrodden, hopeless, low self-esteem, Caucasian hypnosis inflicted Negroes, especially ones with addictions. They love that. You know what I mean? This brother here, he was in that lifestyle. He got caught up getting the comments easy.
Ooh. So even if you
Family and fellow soldiers, I'm the professor, and this is the moment of truth.
Welcome
Oops.
to the DMV.
We work at the
Sorry about that. So let it be a lesson. Always go with the character, not the color. Remember I said that when you pick someone of a different race as your significant other, spouse, never just, and this is the reason why this next week gonna show you. Shout out to Willie D.
Willie D. Live.
What's up, family? We got a black woman from Kenya who was at the end of her rope with life. Until one day she was walking on the beach and she saw this interracial couple, black woman, white man, and they seemed to be so happy. And then she saw another interracial couple, black woman, white man. They seemed to be so happy. At that moment, she said to herself, "Self, I look better than her. If she can have a white man and be so happy, why can't I?" And at that moment, she said, she asked God to send her a white husband who can love her and give her babies. She said within a minute, God answered her prayer because out of nowhere, a white guy appears. He's walking along the beach and he's walking right towards her. And she says that he walks up to her, and this has to be divine intervention. She said she couldn't even understand what the guy was saying. He was Russian. And she was trying to understand him, and he was like, "You, me, swim?" She's like, "Oh, you, me, restaurant." Family, do you understand how wild this is? She couldn't even understand what he was saying. But because he was white, he was right. God sent her. She said she went with him because this has to be God, you know. He sent a white guy. So she said she gets to the restaurant with the guy, and he's with two other white guys. And, you know, she's kicking it with him and everything. And she's like, "This is going to be my husband. This is the man for me. This is the man for me." And as time progresses, she realized that these guys wants her to prostitute. They want her to be a prostitute. When she have a private moment with this guy, she listen, "Look, I'm not into this. I don't want to do this, because that's not what I'm looking for." And eventually one of the other guys ends up being her husband because he takes a liking to her and like, "Oh yeah, you know, I like you, you like me. Let's make something happen." So they end up in a situation where the
Wow. I'm going to kind of cut it right there because that was a recent picture. But you always, whether you're a man or woman, black man or black woman, always pick the character of a person. Because sometimes whatever you fantasize in another person may not be what you think. Sometimes I think media, magazines, TV, and I think when people are impressionable when they're young, they want to be, and it's mostly because we see white people in that sense. Yeah, and I do believe this, but in some cases, and you don't want to look, but you don't see the character of the person. It's not that it's okay, you're friends or you're attracted to this person, but what about their character? Because check this out.
That time I tried to bag a white guy and got severely rejected.
You want me my baby daddy? No, we don't care about Justin Bieber. We said, you want to be, where you from? Toronto. Oh, you're Canadian? Oh, I thought you was like French or something.
Oh my God.
I was gonna make you my baby daddy. Forget it now. You want to be my baby daddy?
I'm like half Canadian, half Italian.
Oh, well, you want some black kids?
You want some black kids?
I guess not. He keeps dodging the question. I guess you don't want to be my baby daddy. No. It's a no. Oh, it's a no.
Ted, Charlie, Alex,
Ron, Mark, Michael. All these things work good together.
Oh. Alright. This the best of the...
How thirsty do you have to be to run up on a drunk Brad and ask him, and don't know him? That's another thing. Run up on a drunk Brad you don't know and ask him if he want any black kids. How down bad you have to be? Huh? This Scottie Pippen looking Keisha, washed, beat, ran up on this Brad who's drunk. He's clearly drunk. You could tell. And another thing you could tell by this Brad is that he's uncomfortable with the question. And your way of flirting is to throw him some kids, black children, and what she really is asking him is, will he take her on a tizzy tour for the night? That's what she asked. She really wants to get taken on a tizzy tour. That's what she really wants. Oh yeah, they want they love having having mixed kids. They would love to have some children from Brad, not because he's a provider, not because he's a protector. She didn't ask any of these things. She didn't ask what he does for a living. She didn't ask if he's married, if he's in a relationship. She didn't ask any of these things. She don't know this guy at all. But she's willing to get taken on a tizzy tour, and hopefully she gets impregnated by him just because he's a Brad. Just because he's a Brad. And they were roasting her in the comment section. They were roasting her. Let me read some of these comments. Hold on. Let me read some. So I'm reading the comments. Not straight to the baby daddy. Look. I'm embarrassed for her. I'm reading the comments. This is how women shoot they shot at white men. Just offer him kids. Right. She played herself. Don't feed the birds. And then somebody said, why don't you ask him to get married? Y'all love calling people baby daddies instead of husbands. And you know what her response is? She said, I'm a comedian, so I said what I said. That was her response. A comedian of what? Do you know what comedians do? They provide comedy. First of all, nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows who you are. I don't know who you are. The rest of the world don't know who you are. And even if somebody did know who you were, right? Where's the comedy in this? Nobody's laughing. This wasn't funny. And in all actuality, there are no funny Keisha comedians. I went down the line years ago saying that these Keisha comedians, they're not funny. All they talk about is their, private parts. That's funny. That's all they talk about. They talk about tizzy tours, they talk about weight, they talk about their private parts. Their whole spiel when it comes to comedy is being vulgar. There's no wit behind it, nothing. Yes. So where was the comedy in this? Yeah, so, let me finish reading the comment. Thirsty never pays. Black women have no standards when it comes to white men. That's a fact. A hard no. Somebody said they just keep leaving evidence on the internet. I say that all the time. Asking him out on a date to get something to drink, eat would have been better. Nobody want to be a baby daddy. They want a partner. And then somebody said, would you do this to a black man? And she said, I would do it to anyone. So what's your point? The point is you look nasty. That's the point. The point is you look filthy. Somebody says, come get somebody's mother. And then she said, nah, I'm not your mom's, bro. That was a swift, quick, original response, Keisha. And you got women saying she needs to flirt better. Flirt? You call this flirting?
Right.
Harold has metastatic prostate cancer, but like you, Harold has stuff to do.
Oh man, it gets ridiculous. I mean, whether you want somebody, you should want somebody to put a character, and when you display this kind of behavior, even from a different race, seems that's kind of odd. That's like me going up to a white woman saying, "Will you have my baby?" I mean that's dumb, and I'm just meeting her for the first time. I mean that's just dumb. You don't do stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. I hope there ain't no black men that's doing something stupid like that. But when you get to know a person, you develop a chemistry, you develop a relationship, whatever. I just can't understand why some women who are like this, black women who are like this, and any woman, if it's other women that are doing that, just for a particular race of man, you don't have to go through all that. All you have to do is just be yourself. And I can honestly say, I've dated outside my race, and I've never, white women or some other women. It's just that I had to see what the character is about. Period. It's the character. Just like if I was dating and have a relationship with black women, it's common sense. I don't understand why people don't seem to get that. Like no one, even if a man was doing that, saying, well, this particular group of women are better than this group of women. No, because here's the reality of it. When it comes to marrying, dating black men, there's a double standard. There's a cultural thing. And some people, and that woman, whatever race she when it comes marrying and dating black men, I know in America, she has to be a special kind of woman. And I don't care which culture she is. Whether she's from the Latin culture, the Asian culture, whatever black men who are black men with in America, white. Now, why would I say that? Because they go to do certain things being ridiculed because what their perception of what the media or what stereotyping what family do, and the historical, some people and some of their relatives carry that historical part, and so you have to bear in mind that, and it could be in other places in the world too, but it's like people looking for the come up. Otherwise, you would, if you were an ordinary black dude, like in some cases, they may not really pay you attention. It could be in some cases. But if you're a man, but when you're a man with a lot of status and symbolism, then they're in their mind thinking that, and well, this black man who has a good wealth, I think I get with them. So that's one of the things about when you're looking for a woman in America that's in another race, you can't really penalize just black women because you don't know there's some white women and other women that will say, well, he's not like your typical black man. He makes good money and da 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 da. And so you have to. That's why I say when you picking a woman, even as a black man, it's to go that you got to make sure her character lines up. That someone will really like you and love you for you, and not just they're with you because it's popular. They're with you because it's a sort of rebellion thing, and they have to be strong because whatever race of woman, they're getting it from their family and sometimes their friends, or they get certain stares, or they get certain looks, or they get certain comments, whatever. And especially someone who speaks if they come from a different part of the world where they speak a different language and stuff, so you don't know that they're okay with you marrying their spouse. And one thing about, even though we have all these great diversity of cultures here in America, everybody learn from TV and media that they learn for what they see and what they perceive and what they assume. So not too many people make a judgment. So when they tell their friends or their relatives, whatever, why you go with those class of people? They don't have a higher educational class, or they don't have a higher educational income. They don't have a higher educational influence. And they would come and find that way of make up excuse on why they don't want to get with you as a black person. And this can go for black men, black women. So this is one of the things. It's a status. Well, does he have a college degree? And if you're one of the lucky ones that do, then it's like, okay, there's got to be something else into their standard. And then they have to be strong enough to stand by your side and really love you and like you as God like you and love you. So this is for anybody. When you picking a mate outside your race, don't assume that the grass is greener on the other side. You gotta see the character of a person. Don't see the color of a person. I mean, even like I said, when I dated black women, like I had dated with white women and any other women, I had to spend time to see the character of the person. Not what, white women this way and Asian women this way or Hispanic women this way. No. What is that individual is about? Do they care about you? Do you care about them? Are you able to form a relationship? Because you don't want to bounce in and out and in and out and in and out and think that I'm going to go with this group of individuals, and you don't know what each individual, and that can be vice versa when it comes to black people. They don't know what kind of character that you have. So it's fair enough to say it back. Like they want to know who our character is. And this is why we know who the character. So character means has to really, and you have to be strong, because in certain places in this society in the United States, I don't know how, probably in Canada, I don't know. It probably takes some Canadians or other people to tell you, you have to be strong, when you have a spouse and different outside your race. In America, in some places, people can't adjust their reality. They're seeing something different. They used to seeing two of the same. Two of the same if they're Asian, two of the same if they're Latino, two of the same if they're white, two of the same if they're African, two of the same if they're African or Black American. And that's what people, and even though, we shouldn't care what people think or say, but it's where you go in different parts of this country. And even in some very diverse places, there's some people have a little prejudice, which I never could understand that, because it's every group of human beings of every different race. So you figure that, but yeah, sometimes there's some racist people. Race don't have to limit to one person being prejudiced against one other person. It's not always just white and black. It's other people too that don't kind of like not white people, and you got some people don't like black people, and they don't feel like they can relate to their culture. And then language is another thing, which means you come down to communication. So, and maybe in their whatever part of the world they come from, they used to speaking non-English, but they had to feel like they had to adjust when they had to speak English to you, because your language is, and even though they can it's cool that you make an effort to speak their language, but they know you can't speak it fully. So that's here in America, but for the people who, this is a realistic approach you have to when you date and marry outside your race. That's another thing that most people don't think about. Don't go, whatever race of human being you fall in love with, don't just say, well, even if you're a white woman, don't even say that all black men are this, or if you're a white man, all black women. No, you got a nice individual. Same way can go for you like in other nationalities. You met a nice black person. Not every black person may not be the same. And that's the truth. That's fair all the way around. So when this is what the women should strive for. Look for the character in the man. It's one thing if you want a man but make sure his character line up with his ethnicity or whatever, because that would be the wise thing to do. That's what I do. I'm not, so flabbergasted of one cultural woman because one another. No, women are women, but you're gonna find the same nature in some women. If you go to some part of the world, you'll find someone that are good-hearted, loving, and you'll find some women that will cheat, manipulate you, con you, scam you, and just play you, cheat on you. And it's the same thing. And if you're a woman, a man can do the same thing. So that's why I say this is what we as a society got to understand, that don't ever look to someone as a color. Look to their character. And because the character is what you got to deal with. It's the character you're bonding with. It's the relationship you're bonding with. Not the skin, not the culture. Remember what I say. All right then, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this really been something to food for thought. Like and share, to subscribe. And so in any relationship, same race relationship, it's the same way you gotta do you go into a relationship. Even if you're probably in the LGBTQ community. If that's your lifestyle. But even then, you have to see the person. And that's your choice. All right then. But I hope this is edifying. But, black women as well as black men, the same way we go with black men. Go with the character, not the culture. Stop believing in a stereotype. Same with the other nationality. When it comes to us, go with the character, not with the color. That's how you have a long-lasting relationship and have a good communication and understanding. All right then, take care, be blessed. See you on the next video. Bye now.